Good evening. Welcome to Planet Jeheretic. Let me express myself to you and break a few things down that might get you to think just a little bit about yourself, about the world that we've grown up in, and how, you know, everybody's been concerned about right to travel and so on and so forth, but they don't address address the actual antagonistic issue, the underlying issue, the issue that everybody keeps referring to, points of authority, or what do you want to call it? I don't quite have the words, I guess. But everybody believes in the state. Everybody believes in the nation. Everybody believes in the county and their, and everybody is always referring to authority. So that reminds me of the. Hang on, let me look this up real quick. That reminds me of the logical fallacies. Let's go through some of the logical fallacies. Logical fallacies. All right. The appeal to authority. Okay. Everybody agrees, for the most part, unless they have some kind of other thing going on in here, that all men are created equal, men and women. We may not be equal in stature, ability, or the like, but what this equality talks about is we have equal rights to live life, to experience it, to pursue happiness, and to be here within this realm. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here within this realm on earth. God would not have put us here. The Creator wouldn't have manifested it, if you weren't meant to be here. And just because we are here, there are these self-proclaimed authority figures that roam around with guns and weapons, and they have a legal system, and they have a monetary system that they created, and it was made a long time ago. Controlling mankind is not a new thing. There's nothing new under the sun, right? So when you appeal to authority, like their documents, well, under the Constitution or under the United States Code or this statute, you're referring to, or you are appealing to authority. You are the authority. We are the authority, right? It's not complete lawlessness. That's not what this is about. Except government itself has become completely lawless. The self-proclamation of government. And you got all these different logical fallacies that people are referring to, and the appeal to authority is one of them. I keep seeing people constantly referring to the Constitution and referring to the statutes and codes. And I understand that that is a very good public relations scam, just like the rest of the government system is a public relations scam. Appealing to them as though they have a magical, mystical authority that nobody else has is completely. It's a complete fallacy. It's a brainwashing. It's a programming. And I'm calling you to look within yourself about your beliefs and your convictions, because this system claims to be set up to protect and maintain individual rights, not enforce statutes and codes and micromanage the shit and fuck out of you and tax you and do this and do that, and you have to do this and you have to ask permission to do this and that and this, that, and I mean, the freaking list is so huge now that you are absolutely not free without being under the threat of some D-bag with a costume and a gun and the willingness to use it. And it's because of the people before us, and as well as the people currently now. It's not just because of them before us, but had they seen it, recognized it, instead of picking up protest signs, put those down and put these up and got rid of them before they got too big, it wouldn't be where we are now. And now it doesn't take this. It doesn't take doing that anymore. It takes saying, here's your shit. We're done. Here's your Federal Reserve notes and your freaking pieces of paper and your little coins, your little talismans, your little freaking energy suction tools. Here's your state-issued IDs back. Here's your licenses. Here's your registrations. Here's your insurances. Here's your everything. Give it all back. Is that going to happen? No, not today or tomorrow, but in the future, it could. Because in the future, when we take over, it's not going to be with violence. It's not going to be with destruction. That's their method. That's the narcissistic, sociopathic method. Now, in self-defense, we had to, but it's ending. You don't believe me? You want to get all puffed up? Oh, you're just unprotected. You're just an idiot. Fine. Believe what you want. You are perpetuating the problem. You are supporting and helping the problem. You probably vote. You probably bow down and beg, which means apply. You apply for a job. You pay your taxes. You do, No. No. The whole money system is a scam. The whole state, nation, all that's a scam. Everything's a scam. 100%. Top to bottom. Worldwide, the people of Earth need to unite and no longer participate in these government Ponzi schemes. No more supporting politicians. What do we need that shit for? What do they do? Nothing. They do nothing. They have done nothing for us except to take from us. What are they except the parasites? So, no more appeals to authority. No more saying state citizen, U.S. citizen. Nobody is a fucking citizen, okay? If anybody had half of an education about this topic, even just a third of it, or a freaking 1/10, or a freaking whatever. If you know anything at all, it's to let go. Come to a state of complete neutrality, stop putting labels on things, and look at it for what it is. What is it? If I go around taking things from people that did nothing wrong, they're just traveling by, and I go out there and take it, What is that? If I take them, their body, and their soul intact, and put it into a building and lock it up by brute force and willingness to destroy and end that life, what is that called? What is that called if I do it? Why is it okay for someone wearing a freaking costume to do it? Why is it okay for the politicians to tell you how to live and function in your daily lives? Why is it that they can tell you you can or can't have something? Like, remember back in the day when they told us we couldn't have this? What are they talking about? They're racketeering. They're scamming. It used to be under threat of violence. You could go get in trouble for having it. It's like a mommy and daddy little cat mouse game. Bullshit. Narcissistic sociopaths trying to get into your freaking bubble. That's what Karen does. Karen comes around when you're minding your own fucking business, has nothing to goddamn do with her at all whatsoever. And that bitch has got her nose up your ass. Come on, y'all. Wake up to the motherfucking truth. We're in 2025, allegedly, if we believe in that freaking fiction. We are in the here and the now right now. We're not waiting for a savior. We are the savior. We can make a better world. If we just change our mind and our heart and stop believing the lies and perpetuating them. It doesn't take this. It takes this and this. Because that, when they match, vibrates and changes its reality within outside of it. It's not just the law of attraction. It's not just the law of attraction. This is the law of creation and manifestation. And as the people together change their minds and their hearts and they start to match, the outside world will start to mirror that back. Now, does that mean we're not going to see some crazy shit? I can't say that. But I can say that it is our responsibility. It's our duty to change our minds and stop reading their words and believing in their bullshit. They call you a name. An all capitalized letter name. They certificated you like a fucking car. Come on. I want to see more people just give it all back. Send in that paramount claim of life. Revoke power of attorney. Withdraw consent to be governed by this corrupt system. The more people that does it, the better off we'll be. And maybe we can get our control of our food back. And maybe some of our air. They keep spraying on the frickin'... Everybody's saying they're not spraying over there, and over there they're having blue sunny skies. Well, you know, the Northwest and on the West Coast, they have been dumping that shit. Dumping it. Dumping it. Dumping it. I don't know what it's going to take, what they're going to have to do next to really wake you guys up, but we could just take the shit back by changing our minds and our hearts and changing the way we act about it. Start growing our own foods and stuff. We can get some non-GMO foods and, you know, I don't know what it's going to take. Maybe we just stop eating. Maybe we just go on water diets and freaking, steep some of the roots out of the yard. You got dandelions are good for you. All kinds of stuff. We're not going to do that. I'm just saying. Just for fun. Because everybody goes from one extreme to the next. Instead of thinking, hey, maybe I can change shit. And I should stop expecting it to happen right now. Because it's not going to happen right now until right now comes and it already happened. And then it's done. It's gone. We're going into the age of Aquarius. We're starting to see equality is important. And, what they're doing over there to the Gaza Strip, they've been doing it for a long time. They've been getting away with it for a long time. As well as right here at home. The policy enforcement agents are just out there fleecing the flock, running around pulling people over for stupid shit that has nothing to do with anything, and then claiming with a ticket that you owe them something for it. Like you signed up to be taxed and policed. What the fuck? Well, it's just the way it is. It is what it is. Until it isn't. Which means you can make things different. Which means you can make things different. That means you are accountable. You are the reason the government is the way it is. You are allowing it by perpetuating it. Why do you think I stopped registering vehicles? I'm not paying them to use my property. Not doing it. Sorry. You don't like it? Too bad. Either you're free or you're a slave. Because if you owe somebody something, what does that mean? You're in their pocket. Remember back in the day when you owed somebody something? It meant you were in their pocket, and now you think magically that just because this self-proclaimed bunch of douchebags that call themselves government, lords and masters of the people, they say you owe them something, you're not in their pocket? Oh, it's just a government thing. It has nothing to do with being in a pocket or nothing or anything. No, nothing at all. Yeah, you're in their fucking pocket. In it. Deep. You can't even breathe. Whew. All right. Now we got that settled. Think about it. Wake the fuck up. I've been doing this for a while. I've been watching the world for a while. I've been meditating and fasting and doing all kinds of stuff to see differently. And, Source is done with this system. This is not about going completely lawless. This is not what I'm saying, okay? You freaking over-exaggerating little trolls. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Be free. No more state versus you're all capital letter name bullshit. That is not what we were set up for. And not what we're ever going to be set up for. That is a fraud. The state can't claim to be a victim. It doesn't exist. And the only way the state has authority over you, state is synonymous with nation. Nation, state, state, nation. Any state, any nation that claims to have authority over you, and that if you do something like that used to be a problem, to get the fiction to be the plaintiff, okay? Okay? I don't know if you're following. Let's break it down. I've done this quite a few times. But the state laws apply if you're located in the state, right? That's what everybody believes. But can you prove that you're in the state? For some reason, you think you are. You're like, yeah, obviously I'm in the state of California right now. There's palm trees outside. It's the state of California. No. That's planet Earth. That's a planet Earth. That's part of Earth. For communication purposes, to explain where you are, it's not a bad idea to have maps and section off places and have towns, and that's all good for communication purposes. I'm not saying we're doing away with it. I'm saying it doesn't exist as a plaintiff in a court case against you to pay for doing this. Back when it was illegal. Illegal is a sick bird. Okay? You have to be in the plaintiff in order for the plaintiff's laws to apply. You can't be physically located within a plaintiff. Cannot be physically located in the plaintiff. You cannot prove that by a reasonable doubt, beyond a reasonable doubt, or by a preponderance of the evidence, where in either case. So if you cannot prove, if it's physically impossible to be somewhere that you're alleged to be, then they don't have anything to start with. That's the very grounds of jurisdiction. Because they say by location, it gives them personal and geographic and subject matter. The subject matter is this one's laws, this one's personal jurisdiction, and this one's geographic. So if you're geographically located within the plaintiff, the laws apply and they have personal jurisdiction over you. But you can't be physically located in the plaintiff, and the plaintiff's laws do not apply, and they do not have jurisdiction over you. Just because you're somewhere doesn't give them magical authority to nitpick and police you to death. That's what it used to be for this. And now what is it? Now, oh, you're not wearing a seatbelt. Woo! Woo! Big deal. He's not wearing a seatbelt. He owes us $100. Nope. It's $200 now. It's a money scam. They're policing for profit. And if you don't pay and obey them, they will come and put the hammer down on you. Who the fuck are they? And why can't I do that? Why can't I make a living off that? Are you going to listen to me? You going to wear your seatbelt? You going to pay me when you don't wear your seatbelt? Why would you pay them? Why would you participate in this scam? Come on, y'all. Let's get the fuck done with this shit. I'm tired of watching it. Anyways, I digress. Have a good evening.